Good morning and welcome to Nickel City Funding Podcast. My name is Brian. I'm a loan originator with Nickel City Funding. I'm here with one of my real estate partners from Metro Roberts Realty, Lindsay Kasperzak.
Hi,
How are you today, Lindsay?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, just wanted to take a couple minutes today to talk about your real estate history, your career, and how things are going. You know, what are you seeing in the market lately with real estate?
Yeah, so that's always the burning question I get. Currently we're seeing a little bit lower inventory, typical for this time of year. But the houses that are on the market are usually on because they need to be sold. So if you're a buyer, this can be a good time to actually get out there and look, because some things can be a little bit more negotiable. And the way that the market has been over the past year or two, if you're a buyer, it has been pretty challenging. So
Yeah, it seems like it's getting to be a better time for, not necessarily a buyer's market yet, but it definitely seems like getting a better time for buyers to get into homes.
yeah, room for negotiation.
So what got you into real estate? What made you become a realtor? Why'd you decide that career choice?
I have a background in medical, and I really wasn't actively looking to change my career, but we had a family friend that recommended to Matt and I, hey, do you guys want to try to sell some real estate on the side, make some extra money? We were like, sure, let's get our license and see what happens. And it blew up for us in a great way. And it also opened up our eyes to other options, real estate investing. The brokerage Metro Roberts that we work with, Jim Roberts, he's an amazing investor in real estate, and he shares all that knowledge with us, and we've applied it in our own lives, and we've gotten into some investments ourselves.
Yeah, Jim's definitely a good guy to go to for that, for sure. So what would you say makes you stand out from other realtors out there in Western New York?
Well, obviously, I'm part of a team. My husband and I, we've been at this for going into our 8th year in real estate. So having two of us, working with you to either sell your house or help you purchase some real estate is always going to feel good when you have a team behind you. We've been through lots of different scenarios in our experience: first-time home buyers, maybe people moving up, people scaling down, commercial investments. Like I touched on before, Matt and I have actually acquired some of our own rental properties. So that's something that really excites us. We have experience being landlords, so we can definitely be a resource for also investors.
How has it been being a landlord?
Well, we've actually had a pretty good run. We're still, I would consider us a little green. We've been doing this for a couple years now. We have a couple properties under our belt. We'd like to expand our portfolio, and we also love to help clients identify those properties also that can, cash flow them or be a great investment down the road.
Awesome. So if you could tell a first-time home buyer a couple tips to get prepared for purchasing their home, what would you tell them?
Well, first and obvious, get pre-approved, excuse me. Pre-approved, pre-qualified, you just need to know where you start. If you're not coming in with cash, you got to know your budget, and that's going to help us build a search around that. And have an open mind, and don't sacrifice on location, because you can change things in a house, but you cannot change where it is. And I think that that's key. But again, just having an open mind, thinking about your day-to-day and how you live in a home, not just that it has the perfect paint color and the perfect flooring and the perfect updating. You really want to look at the bones of a house and how it's going to function in your life and serve you. Because I think when you're first starting out, you get caught up and you have the rose-colored glasses. You walk in and something is completely done. You're like, wow, and you overlook some other functions of the house that may, impact you in a way that you don't necessarily love later on. So that's important.
Awesome. How about a couple of funny stories from showings or listings? You got any good stories from those?
Yeah, I have one story that really stand out for me and Matt. This is actually how my brother acquired his cat, Portia. So we were on a showing with clients, and the sellers were actually home. They were just hanging out in their front yard while we toured the property, and we ended up going into the basement, where a really friendly, sweet kitty just kind of popped out of nowhere. Of course, naturally, I'm an animal lover. I knelt down to pet her. She climbed into my arms, and literally, she just was such a sweetie. And unfortunately, the conditions that she was in were not great. food and water limited and kind of like a cold, wet basement. So I had approached the seller on our way out and just said, hey, you know, if you're looking for a home for this cat, I would love to help give her a better home. And, you know, turns out they were watching it for a family member. So I gave her my card and said, you know, call me if anything changes. And she called us the next day. And you know what? We went and got that cat as fast as we could. And that's how my brother ended up with his cat. And
Awesome.
She's and him are living the best life.
Did you guys buy the house?
We didn't sell the house, no. But we got the cat, so it was a win.
Awesome. So yeah, that's about all I had. Did you have any questions for me?
Yeah, so obviously, you know, we work with Nickel City quite a bit, especially you know, we do a lot of business, and you know, there's the nice thing about Nickel City is, you know, brokers that you can offer so many different programs to buyers of all sorts and what may fit them. But, you know, I've heard some, you know, you have a great program coming out now for conventional.
For the multifamily homes,
Yeah.
yeah. So previously to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, to buy a multifamily home with a conventional loan, you had to do between 15 and 25% down. And the new announcement came out, starting actually effective today, we're able to actually submit files that way. If it's going to be your primary residence, you can now put 5% down on a conventional loan for 2 to 4 unit homes. Previously, there were some specialty programs that allowed people to get into multifamily homes for less than 15 or 25%, but that had income qualifications. There was very strict details to that. Now every home buyer, if they're going to have it be their primary residence and want to go with a conventional loan, they can put 5% down, 2 to 4 units, get in that house for a lot less money, and we're able to start doing those immediately.
Yeah, that's amazing, because, you know, closing costs are a huge thing for every buyer, and 5% is huge. And if you can identify a multifamily that can be your primary, I always pitch that to first-time home buyers. Consider it. It's a way to offset your costs. There's so many other advantages to owning rental property, and with this program, that's amazing. So
yeah, it was a great thing Fannie and Freddie did, I think, to help people with their primary residence. I mean, obviously every investor in the world's calling me asking to do that. You cannot do it on an investment property. It has to be your primary residence. But if you're a beginning investor where you're starting to invest, that's what I tell the young investors out there, is this is a great first time program for you. You don't have to stay in the house for the rest of your life. So, you know, it's a great way to start investing. Get your first 4 unit property, live there, let the other 3 units pay the mortgage, and then, you know, see what goes on from there.
yes, love it.
Good.
Okay.
Do we sound all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to know where to look.
I know, I'm like, look at you, look at the camera.
How long was
Don't
it?
make like a 8 minutes
Oh,
sucked in
perfect.
face, because I do that when I'm comfortable.